Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about social media marketing. So at my agency here, Pixarworks Creative, we provide social media marketing services. So this is something I'm very passionate about. It's basically a huge part of what I do for a living now. We have worked with all kinds of clients, from startups to corporates to even government agencies, from all kinds of industries. We are not that expensive. We are not the cheapest either. I know there's still a lot of people out there who can't afford to hire a team or social media agency to do their work. So that's why sometimes I run these social media marketing for beginners workshops, mainly for young startup entrepreneurs who are just starting out. So at least they have the basic knowledge of how to get things up and running. What is your biggest social media nightmare? Social media marketing works. I don't think that's up for debate anymore. If social media marketing hasn't been working for you, there are probably other reasons. Maybe you're not doing it right, or maybe you have engaged the wrong team, or maybe you're simply not spending enough money. Yeah, I know a lot of people out there might say you don't need to spend a lot of money on social media. You can use all these free growth hacking methods to get huge amount of reach on social media. Then they probably try to sell you some expensive training programs where they'll promise to teach you all these methods. So be very careful, don't get fooled, always do your research before you commit to something. Today, I want to share with you 3 things that you really need to know about social media marketing. What's your objective? So many people are doing social media marketing without knowing what they really want to achieve. Marketing itself is huge. You can have so many marketing objectives for your business. And social media is a great tool, but you can't do everything on social media. You have to really look at what you want to achieve specifically on social media. Having a presence for branding purposes, these things might work for the big brands because they might not really need to sell anything online. If you're a small business, up and coming brick and mortar business, or a tech startup, or an e-commerce site, this is where you need to really excel. So obviously you can't afford to pay for billboards, you probably can't afford to do radio or TV ads. Social media is somewhere it's very easy to get into, it's very low cost, so this is where you really need to do well. So your objectives need to be very specific. It must be so specific that it's measurable. So that's the keyword here, right? Measurable. Every objective that you set for your social media has to be to a point where you can actually measure it, because otherwise you'll be probably guessing works or not. But if you actually have measurable objectives, then you know, is social media working for you? If it still doesn't work for you, then probably you can try other things. Knowing you have 10,000 likes, how's that going to help you? I know it looks good, like it definitely looks good to have big number of followings on your social media, but these are not really meaningful. That's why we call them vanity metrics. So they're very nice to look at, but they don't actually mean much. Right, let's go to number 2. Don't buy fake likes. This is super important. So this is what happens when you start chasing after vanity metrics. Things like number of followers, number of likes on the page, number of likes on the post. You tend to stray away from what really matters. Like I said, vanity metrics, very nice to look at, but don't really mean much. If you resort to buying fake likes in order to prop up these numbers, it's going to really mess up your social media accounts. By default, Facebook is only going to show your content to 1% of your followers. So if you have like 10,000 likes on your page, what's 1%? Very small number. So what they're actually doing is probably a sampling method where they will show your content to this 1% and then they're going to see how does this 1% react. So naturally, if that 1% of your followers starts to give engagement, starts to like your content, starts to comment on your content, or starts sharing your content, then Facebook will know this is good content and then they're going to show it to more people. It's very logical, right? So what happens when Facebook shows your content to bots? How much engagement do you think bots are going to give you? So now your whole page becomes useless. No point doing anything after this. So many potential clients that I've met and also some former clients have tried to convince me that their pages have genuine big following. But you know, I don't even have to go to your page insights to find out. I just have to scroll your feed. I mean, if you have 50,000 likes, but every post you have has about 2 to 3 likes, and those 2 to 3 likes come from either your team members or your social media team. So it's pretty straightforward that you have a lot of bots on your page. Your page is now useless. But I know why this happens. This happens a lot. Most probably because clients like to set these vanity metrics as their KPI, and then they will push their agency or their in-house team to achieve all these numbers. So what happens then? What happens if you're forced to get 50,000 likes within a month or 2 months? What are you going to do? You will probably end up buying fake likes. That's what a lot of people end up doing. They buy fake likes and then they tell their bosses or their clients, hey, I've hit the numbers, so keep the paychecks coming in. And that's a huge problem. So Please, please, please don't do that. If you're an agency or a freelance digital marketer, if you're handling your clients' social media accounts, please don't do this. Conclusion, don't do it. And if you suspect that your previous team or your agency have done it before, if you suspect that your page has a lot of bots, the best thing I can tell you is delete the page. Just delete the page, start from scratch. Do everything from scratch. Rebuild organically, because having 500 real human beings following your brand is way better than having 50,000 bots, because bots can never become your customers. You can never convert them into paying customers. So what is the point? All right, next. So the third point, know your target audience. Very straightforward, right? But a lot of people get this wrong. So before you start any kind of marketing campaigns, you need to know who are you going to market your product or services to. That's very basic. So if you already have an active business, you probably know who your customers are. But trust me, a lot of people out there still get confused. There are a lot of tech startups, for example. They have customers who actually pay them, and then they have users who only use the app. And sometimes they get confused. They don't really know who are their customers. To keep it very simple, customers are the ones who are paying you. So the easiest is, if you already have an active business, just look at your existing customers. Put them into profiles. Sort them based on age, gender, location. I mean, if you can, find out what's their income or income range. So some of this information, you can probably just get it from your system. You already have it in your records. So if you don't, you can always do an email survey. Just blast an email survey to your mailing list and get your customers to answer. You don't need every single customer to reply and give you these answers. All you need is a sampling, and then based on that, you can kind of figure it out. So now you have all this data. Try to then understand and make sense who your customers are. Based on this, you can easily create audience personas. If let's say you have 3 different demographics who are interested in your products, can you afford to advertise to all of them? If you can afford to advertise to all of them, then go ahead. But if let's say you have limited resources, so what you can do is you can look at the biggest group. Go for that. So go all out, put all your advertising budget into that biggest group. So if you want your ads to work really well, you need to kind of zoom into something very specific, and this is how you do it. First, you have to zoom into your audience first. Pick a specific group of people you want to advertise to, then creating content, creating the ads, the graphics, the text or copy or whatever, that will just come naturally after that. So do you think doing this will give you better ROI? Well, you never know until you try. So like I said, social media marketing works, but social media marketing is also huge. There are a lot of things to learn, things that you have to constantly improve. But the best way to do it is to test everything, measure everything. If not, you won't know in which direction you're heading. Like I always say to my clients, the numbers never lie. But don't look at the numbers and lie to yourself. You know, sometimes people can't accept defeat. You might be doing something and the numbers might tell you that it's not working, but if you can't admit failure, you will just end up wasting a lot of effort. So just look at the numbers. If things are going wrong, always good to re-strategize. Come back to the drawing board, try to come up with different ideas, try to come up with a new strategy and test something new. Don't keep repeating the same methods and expect different results. I would love to share more, but I think that's enough for this episode. If you want to learn more, you can always leave a comment below this video. I will try my best to help. I may not be able to share all my trade secrets, but I will try my best. So that brings us to the end of the episode. But before that, I want to talk about my giveaway. I recently tweeted that if I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll give away a new MacBook Air. I wasn't joking, it's true. But I know 10,000 subscribers will take a long time. So what I'm going to do is do a smaller giveaway. I'm going to give away a brand new pair of AirPods to a random subscriber once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So that's not unimaginable. I already have close to 200 subscribers now, I think. So hitting 1,000 subscribers should not be that hard. The MacBook Air is still coming, so I'm not going to forget that. Once I hit 10,000, so wait, you know what? Probably once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'll do another giveaway. Maybe I'll give away an iPad or something. When I hit 10,000 subscribers, then we'll revisit that MacBook Air again. So if you're still watching, hit the like button, smash it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, share the video. So hope you learned something today. Till next time, bye-bye. By the way, this is my favorite mug. It says Big Boss. Well, I'm not a very big boss. I'm kind of a small boss, but really love the mug.